Here's my hot take. Just because you want to be a content creator doesn't mean it has to take over your entire life. Having work-life balance while still posting consistently is possible, but you do have to be disciplined about it. Today, I want to take you behind the scenes of my current weekly content creation workflow, so you can see how I managed to create my weekly YouTube video, a collection of short-form content for Instagram and TikTok, as well as a weekly email newsletter, while still having time for other things in my life. So if you are looking for a little bit of structure, feel free to copy my schedule because I think it works pretty well for maintaining consistency while still having time for just life outside of content. So let's rewind the clock so I can take you along for a productive week in my life as a full-time content creator. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I am going to explain this mystery location and why I'm here. I'm kind of on a journey in 2025 when it comes to systems and routines and productivity. I feel like in the past, I've been extremely strict with myself and I've had almost like this factory or like production line kind of mentality around creating my content, which I think sometimes a lot of times actually has not really been the best for my creativity, my mental health, or for the content itself. So starting this year, I decided to take a different approach. Before, every single week, I would go through the same routine, and I've kind of been doing things a little more just all over the map so far this year. The biggest difference being I really decided for 2025, I wanted to do less brand deals. Obviously, risky and difficult kind of decision because if you've watched my video breaking down my business finances, then you'll know the brand deals is by far the most significant chunk of my income. But I also knew that it was kind of what was keeping me on that super strict schedule that was ultimately hindering my creativity and also just really stressing me out. So this year I've been kind of taking it as it comes. I honestly thought that when I decided to take on less brand deals and have a more fluid schedule, that would ultimately mean I would be posting less content because obviously if I don't have these strict deadlines, I can take more time and slowly work away at things. But what I've actually found so far is that having the freedom to not have to come up with a concept, pitch it to a brand, get the concept approved, then create the video, then send it off for review, and then finally post it on the agreed upon date. I've actually found that without that in the way, I've been posting more videos. In January, I think I posted 6 or 7 long form videos, and that's more than what I would typically do. So far I'm loving the flexibility, but you know me, I'm still a very type A, organized kind of girly. So we still have structure. It just means that it varies week to week. So kind of what I've started doing is Friday afternoons, I'm making the plan for the coming week, and then I'm gonna stick to it. So in the week that we happen to find ourselves in, this is what my weekly routine is gonna look like. Monday is scripting day. I'm gonna come up with the idea for my YouTube video that I'm gonna produce this week, and I'm gonna brainstorm that, write the script, come up with the title and the thumbnail. In addition to that, I am also going to come up with my 3 pieces of short form content that I aim to post each week. I'm gonna come up with those concepts and write those scripts today on Monday. Tuesday is gonna be filming day. I'm gonna sit down and record my YouTube video, but I'm also gonna make sure that I film my short form stuff that day. Wednesday this week is meeting day, and it typically is, but I have more this week than usual. Every Wednesday I meet with Shelby, who's kind of the operations manager at Creatorly Media, my video editing agency, but I also have a couple other meetings on Wednesday, so that's gonna take most of my energy that day. Thursday's edit day. I am going to edit the stuff that I filmed on Tuesday, the YouTube video and the short form stuff. Leaving Friday for a bit of a leftovers day, so any work that I don't get to throughout the rest of the week, I can catch up on it on Friday. That's what we're doing this week. It doesn't happen like that every single week, but I do feel like this is a good flow. With the reel posted, I'm just gonna send a quick email to the brand to let them know that's done. And that's pretty much the workflow. I mean, beforehand, obviously I get everything approved. I have it saved in draft so it's ready to go. And then the day of, I just post that draft and then I'll grab the link and I'll send it over. So I've just started doing some initial research on the video that I'm hoping to film this week. And I want to do it like about kind of like the perception of wealth and influencers in the creator economy and stuff. So I was reading this Wall Street Journal article. Anyway, it's talking a lot about like the different creators and like how they make money and whatever. And like, I don't know what kind of sponsored content y'all are making, but like I cannot get over this person saying, oh, they got $1,500 for a 30-second reel. Very normal, very much understood. Like it all depends on how many followers you have. And then it's like from about 30 minutes of work. Girl, what? I feel like y'all have already just seen me today spend like 20 minutes just posting and like communicating with a brand and stuff. I just want to know now, like if you ever create sponsored content, like tell me how long you think it takes you to make like a sponsored reel start to finish, because I feel like for like a 1-minute reel, like certainly several hours, like including all the communication, the pitching the brand, invoicing, editing, filming, responding to comments on the post itself, like for sure 10 to 12 hours for like one reel. Anyway, whatever. Time for lunch. So this is basically our typical meal prep lunch. I feel like we have like a hyper fixation with this right now. Black beans, kidney beans, onions, pepper, and grated tofu that's been like sauteed with like taco seasoning. And then we have some farro to be like the grain base. And then we'll put that on top of lettuce. And we eat this for lunch every day. Yum. In a way, I feel that I've like low-key forgotten how to vlog. I'm just like awkward with it. Cheers.
These round cars walk from anything you need, validate across the Hudson River from the Chelsea/West Village part of Manhattan.
Alrighty, it's time for a post-lunch walk. It was sunnier outside before. It's kind of looking gray out there, but even in the middle of winter, it's good to get outside.
-7. Light.
When I'm scripting these more like sort of in-depth, thoughtful videos, I find it like kind of intimidating because I really want to make sure that I like express myself well and that I'm being like accurate with like any information that I share. So I'm like really deep into like studies and reports and like surveys and stuff, looking up information for this one. But at the same time, it's tough because I feel like my whole vision for this kind of more casual commentary series is for it to be conversational and chatty and stuff. So I don't want it to become like too much of a book report. Also, it just always takes me longer to script stuff than I think. So it's like 4:45 now. I haven't started on my reels yet. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I feel like if I don't have time right now, that is just gonna have to be okay. Usually I'm so hard on myself when it comes to not getting a to-do list done, but I'm trying to be better about that and just let it go. That is what flexibility and having Friday open for are. Like that's what I'll use that time if I need to. So it's gonna be okay. And if you didn't finish your to-do list today, it's also going to be okay for you. That's what we will tell ourselves. I hope this video comes together well. This is such a roller coaster with making a video because you're like, I think this is going to be a good idea, and now I'm scripting it, and now I'm not sure. But then eventually you're like, okay, yes, this is going to be solid, and then you record it, and then you're filming, and you're like, oh my gosh, am I boring? Is this going to be bad? And then you go through editing it, and you're like, okay, no, maybe this is going to be good, and it's just a constant up and down. But we try our best. That's all we can do, folks. Good morning, happy Tuesday. Please don't mind my sweaty demeanor or the laundry in the background. That's just where we're at. Today is gonna be primarily a filming day, though if you were keeping score yesterday, I didn't quite finish my Reels scripting, and I actually do have some branded short form content that I need to work on this week. So I need to start off by starting and then finishing up those scripts. So that's also on the to-do list for today. What else? Yeah, basically finish writing the scripts for the Reels, including the branded one, film those Reels, film the YouTube video I was scripting yesterday. I've really been into an arts and crafts kind of vibe with my videos. So even though today's video is gonna be a more casual kind of chatty video, I do have a diagram. So with that ready to go, I'm actually just gonna get ready now and film my video. I was gonna do it this afternoon, but Dan actually has to pop out for a few hours, so now kind of makes most sense. If you're new around here, yes, I live in a 500 square foot, basically studio apartment, and my husband Dan also works from home full time. I do film videos when he's here, but it's just kind of easier for both of us if I can film when he's off doing other stuff. But I do have to give him credit, when he is here and I'm filming, he is very quiet. He has become an expert at quiet on set. Yeah, I'm really enjoying making this new style of video. Honestly, I was kind of intimidated to start doing something a little bit more lo-fi without all of the B-roll and the graphics and the changing background music and the sound effects. Honestly, I feel like I have this complex about needing to keep your attention, and as I'm filming, I'm constantly thinking to myself Katie, you're too boring, keep them from clicking away. And so because of that, I've always felt well, I need to use a lot of B-roll and I need to use a lot of graphics and all this stuff. And those are legitimate tactics, right? We know that kind of thing does work. But I was super pleasantly surprised to see that when I just kind of went for this casual, almost podcast-esque video style, I got a lot of positive feedback. So anyway, even though deep down I do kind of feel I worry I'm a bit boring, and I feel I have to fight against that with all of my different video engagement tactics, I'm excited to pursue this more chill, lo-fi style of video a bit more. I feel when it comes down to my own preference, there's some videos that I like to watch that are very high production value, lots of animations, lots of graphics, maps, B-roll, all that kind of thing. But then there's other videos that I enjoy that I honestly just listen to, kind of like a podcast, and that's okay. So I don't know, I think it's kind of interesting to experiment with these different formats. I don't think I would ever become solely a podcast style YouTube channel, because obviously it's fun to make vlogs, and I like making tutorials that really rely on visuals for it to make sense. I feel it never hurts to experiment, especially when you've been on YouTube for a while. It can be easy to become kind of stagnant and keep doing, what works. But I think it's worthwhile kind of exploring and trying new things sometimes, because you never know, maybe it'll work even better than what's been working for you in the past. This video is, I'm gonna call this series Coffee Chat Commentary or something. I'm just gonna make a coffee chat with Katie again. So I feel I need to have something to sip on, but I never have coffee in the morning. I always have coffee in the afternoon. So I'd like to save my coffee opportunity for the afternoon. So I'm making chai. That's me. I know some people love to complain about creators who hold up lav mics, hold it in their hand while they talk, but honestly, I think it's a bit of a vibe. It's giving presenter. It's giving I'm holding a mic, listen to me. And it's just undeniable how much better the audio is, honestly. Okay, and that's a wrap. I filmed for way longer than I was planning on, but I hope it's an interesting video. I love talking about this kind of thing. Just the world of content creators and money and people's perception around it, and I don't know, I just find it very fascinating. So Hopefully it's interesting when y'all watch this video. Okay, so I think now that that's done, oh, I need to film a thumbnail actually still. I'm glad I remembered that. That would have been annoying. Okay, it's lunchtime and since Dan is out today and I think he's gonna be picking up lunch, I'm gonna treat myself and go get lunch out and bring it back because sometimes you just need a silly little treat. And then I will continue with my reels, writing, and filming after lunch. Should I have just made lunch for myself at home instead of spending like 15 or so minutes waiting in line at a very busy burrito shop? Yes, absolutely, I should have, but I am very excited to do this. All right, friends, that was a tasty lunch. Actually not that hard to do. Let me show you how. And scrub to the point in the movement where you want the cut to happen. Okay, folks, it is time for me to lock the frick in. I told you before, I was saving my coffee for the afternoon, and it's because I need it now. So, let's go. Not gonna lie, I am very overstimulated right now. There's a tag in the back of the shirt that is itching my neck. Lock in, Katie, lock in. Creators and brand managers, the best ways for brands to reach their customers. Okay, y'all, I think we're about to call it a day. Very exciting. I'm gonna transfer this footage though that I just shot. And you know what? It's none of my business how it turned out right now. We will look at it probably tomorrow and see how we're doing, and I will just deal with it then. So I guess that's filming day, a check, complete. I started off the day with an 8 a.m. meeting. Actually, it's a committee meeting because I'm on the board of a local charity, so we had a morning meeting. Today was gonna be a big meeting day for me, but it actually turns out that I'm not gonna be meeting with Shelby this morning, so instead I'm just kind of working away at some admin stuff. I do have another meeting this afternoon though that I'll go to. So I've just been kind of like doing some invoice, like bookkeeping type stuff. I feel like it's gonna be a slightly more chill day. So chill, in fact, that this was the last clip of work that I filmed today. However, I did head to the gym around 5 o'clock, and later on that evening, I went to a trivia night at a pub with some friends. So all around, a good Wednesday. Look alive. Good morning. Okay, we need to lock in today, people, because I have a lot of editing to get done. I just feel like the video that I filmed on Tuesday, like, it's very long and I really would like to get it done. And I have all this like short form stuff that I need to edit as well. Plus at some point today, I'm gonna have to run out and pick up my new passport, which is exciting. I had to get my passport renewed. So as I sit down to edit here, I thought, how about I show you how I set this up to try to edit a long form video as efficiently as possible. So what I'm gonna do to speed up the editing process is before I bring it into the timeline, I'm just gonna right click and we're gonna go down to audio transcription and then click transcribe. Okay, so now we have the transcript, and as you can see throughout, there's all these little like dots. That represents a pause where I was like stopping to think about what I wanted to say. So what I'm gonna do is up here, click that little remove pause button. And then I just have to go in and like select all by hitting Command A on my keyboard. And then I'm just gonna click like insert into the timeline and click close. And now you can see it's more or less like automatically edited this for me. Now it's not perfect, like we can definitely see here, there's like a long pause, and I'll do that manually later, but at least it helps to like kind of get me started by making a lot of these cuts for me. Okay, got my initial very rough cut done on that video, and I do have some sponsored stories that I need to post, so I'm going to take a quick break to do that now, then we'll return to the video. It's 25 minutes long. I feel like that's a little long, but I don't know. I feel like it's probably good. Sponsored content is posted, invoices sent. I think since I'm kind of like in an editing break, I'm gonna do a couple other admin things. I need to review the weekly newsletter, which Shelby helps me write. If you don't want to miss out on like the latest Reels trends that you should hop on, social media updates, tips and advice for creators, a roundup of stuff I've been watching lately, then definitely sign up to get my weekly newsletter. I'll link that in the description. But yeah, I think I'm gonna work on that, and then I should probably do some of those vertical video stuff because the sponsored thing is due today, and I could always like finish editing the YouTube video tomorrow, so okay, that's what we'll do. It is definitely cold out. Not gonna lie guys, I'm low-key, like high-key stressed today. I kind of forgot about needing to go pick up my passport, so we're doing that. I just feel like I have a lot of editing to get done and not enough time. This afternoon I have a meeting, and I also have a Spanish lesson, which I have not practiced for at all. I've hardly studied Spanish this week, so poco nerviosa about that. Coffee and a little chat with a friend always makes everything feel a bit better. De grabar mi lección de español, pero you'll just have to believe me that I did my Spanish conversation, and now it's back to the to-do list. I'm gonna be honest with you, by the time Friday rolled around, I was feeling pretty burnt out on filming, so that's all I have for you today. Of course, the week that I decided to record a productive week in my life was one of the busiest weeks I've had so far this year. During that week, I had 3 different sponsored projects on the go. I was filming a full-length YouTube video as well as recording this vlog, and actually the secret behind why I recorded this vlog is actually because I was testing out the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 because I wanted to finalize my opinions about it before I made my review video on it. So I feel like I had about a dozen different balls in the air while I was recording for this week, so if I came across as stressed at points, it's because, yeah, that's why I was stressed. I am definitely feeling less stressed now, and that's because, here's my reveal, I'm in Guatemala. I've been here for almost 2 weeks now and I've absolutely been loving it. I came on this trip to learn Spanish, to hike a bunch, and to go surfing. It's truly such a beautiful country with some of the most kind people that I've met. Y creo que mi español ha estado mejorando, especialmente durante mi semana a la escuela de español aquí en San Pedro. Anyway, thank you for watching this productive routine vlog. Truly, if you made it this far in the video, we are basically best friends, so please drop me a hey in the comments because I want to personally thank you for watching one of my vlogs and get to know you a little more because I really appreciate you. If you want to see me review in depth the camera that I used to film the majority of this video, then you should watch this next because this is my full DJI Osmo Pocket 3 review and I think it's a little bit controversial. There's some debate happening in the comments, so you can watch it and let me know what you think. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having adventures and following your dreams, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!